Hey everyone, welcome to Humble Stature, and this is my latest article. It's on the situation in Myanmar. I decided to write it after reading an article that Sayadaw Ashinotamasara wrote, who was the monk that I met in Myanmar. I was a monk for 6 months in Sri Lanka, then I went to Thailand for a month, and then I met him in Myanmar, and we ended up traveling all over the world together, including going to 3 months in Italy, and we also went to Germany, Great Britain, and then Malaysia, all over a bunch of different places in Asia, and and so I thought his perspective was unique and was kind of already what I felt mine was as well. But it seems that a lot of people want to take sides and resort to violence in this type of situation, and when I kind of spoke out about that, a lot of people were quite upset with me for not being as vocal about a lot of this stuff, like a lot of other people that I know who are in Myanmar are doing. And so, I wanted to read his article first, and then we'll kind of go over my thoughts about it. And hope you enjoy. So here we go. Scroll down. So, quoted statement by Sayadaw Ashinotamasara. So it's to the Administrative Council. Subject: kind request for an immediate end to the gunfire, as both young and adult peaceful protesters are losing their lives. Number 1. Disasters caused by anger. In most major cities in Burma, among fellow Burmese Buddhists, the young protesters and members of the armed forces are not only blaming each other, but also escalating of arrest and murder, which, from the viewpoint of the truth, is destroying our own country, our own people, and our own religion. If hostile resentment continues to spread to other countries, it could lead to dangerous world wars. Among the young and old Burmese who are protesting peacefully every day includes our strong supporters of 4 requisites for the Theravada monks, nuns, and future yogis. As a monk who has been practicing the truths of the present for more than 18 consecutive years, not only in Burma but also abroad, and who has been receiving alms almost daily, I am deeply saddened that Burmese youths are being arrested daily, and some are being killed in connection with the 2021 political unrest in Burma. The endless consequences of the solution of terrorizing. The people of Burma are suffering from the unwholesome effects of their past and present unwholesome deeds, of immoral acts such as murder, robbery, speaking untruthfully, drinking, and rioting. So that's a pretty clear statement. It's interesting, it just says people of Burma. And so continuing, if we continue to rely on our own way of using weapons, we will be transformed into a war-torn Burma, like the endless battles between the local ethnic armed groups and the Tatmad. Tatma. Anyway, I can't pronounce that. Learn from past mistakes. Setting aside Siargi Tanki Kua Amings. Just so you know, I cannot pronounce these Burmese names. I'm trying my best. Please don't hate me. Nonviolence path to independence from British and choosing the path of an unarmed uprising by General Aung San, the father of the military, to retake Burma from expansionist British. The general himself and political top leaders were assassinated, and the side effects of the weapons that our nation is still experiencing today are the reality. We should learn the truth and learn to forgive each other. Terrorist killings should be stopped immediately. To collaborate for the majority of the truth. Number 4. In fact, a country cannot stand alone with its military or civilians. Myanmar is a stronghold of Theravada Buddhism in the world. Only politics based on the power of dana, shila, and bhavana, dana being like giving, shila being morality, and bhavana being meditation, can be the best and the most complete new nation in both body and mind. Sayadaw appeals to both sides, as well as the military, civilian leaders, and followers, to immediately end the conflict that has resorted to arms to solve problems of religion, politics, society, economy, health, and education. It is time for a series of talks and a peaceful settlement, with mutual trust and understanding of the truth and losses of both sides. Foreign issues should be addressed collectively with the help of neutral foreign experts. For the affairs of inconvenience of the current leaders in Myanmar, they should negotiate with each other and work together under the guidance of Sayadaw Gyas. Solving with Dhamma to any issue is the real solution. In the current situation, from the monk's point of view, instead of arguing right or wrong of civil law among the civilians and soldiers who are the donors of our alms robe and medicine and shelter, each should correct their mistake by looking at their own guilt, which is once again quite strong and about taking responsibility. It is time to focus on Dhamma, Shila, Samadhi, and Panya. Dhamma meaning basically truth, morality. Samadhi also kind of meaning meditation here. Panya meaning wisdom. Such as understanding, accepting, and forgiving. In such a situation, if you do not rely on your religion, you will be irresponsibly betraying Buddhism. According to society's tradition, the loss of life and property will be as great as the unwholesome deeds done if it is dealt with armed power and force. Only by using the power of good deeds, the good power of the motherland, Myanmar, will increase, and it will become a new country full of worldly benefits. Number 6. Will stand for the truth and try my best to solve for peace. From the 45th Tabawas Center, which opened in 2007, more than 100 local and foreign Tabawa centers have been opened in a row, helping to solve social, politics, economy, and education problems of monks, nuns, old age, the sick, and foreign yogis from all walks of life for more than 13 consecutive years. As an experienced abbot, I will do my best to coordinate to find solution to the 2021 issue of Burmese politics, from the education, economy, religion, and the best and the least side effects for all aspects of society, of life, by relying on Dhamma, which will be most beneficial for each individual, each group, for country, for the world, and for Sasana. Best wishes for Myanmar 2021. May all be able to make right use of the multifaceted benefits of the world by stopping the unwholesome misuse of their possessions, money, materials, intellect, and human life as weapons of mass destruction. Instead, may all be able to make the right use of all kinds of worldly benefits by protecting the lives of insurance, and insecure. I don't know why that was so hard to say. Insecure and imperfect people, and fulfilling their needs. With much love, wishing for the good of all, Sayadaw Masara. And so that's what he wrote. And now I'll just scroll up and kind of give you what I said. So I found this statement from Sayadaw Masara. I will post it at the end of this, which I just read you, about the current political situation in Myanmar. As I expected from him, he holds a position that peace should be worked towards, while on an individual level, we should take responsibility for their own past karma. Really, it should be for our own, because it's kind of referring to everybody. Even doesn't really just apply only to Burmese. Most of the people I've talked to about this have such a strong feeling of victimhood around the whole situation that I think any Buddhist understanding they have goes right out the window. I don't think the people of Myanmar need saving. I think they are strong enough to think and persevere if it's meant to be. I really can't stand virtue signaling and see what most people do as just leading to further polarization that is far from helpful. This also kind of relates to the critical race theory stuff here as well that I mentioned in my last article. Every country has its own karma, and that works according to the laws of nature. Whether there is upheaval in Burma or the US or Belarus, which I'm adding here because I met a number of refugees that had fled to Ukraine when I was there. It doesn't change that at the end of the day, forgiveness, compassion, and self-introspection are almost always the answer. To a certain level, I too talk about politics from time to time as it interferes with my own spiritual ambitions. I'm not criticizing those who want to improve the world. It's just that so much of what I see is reactive and mostly stems from a superiority complex in which others want to control and tell others how to live. Whenever I hear someone talk about how someone is victim, I just think that they know nothing about karma and Buddhism. Everything that happens to us is because of our own past actions and present actions, I guess. This isn't an easy pill to swallow. When things happen to you, the ego always wants to find someone to hate and blame. While I do my best to recognize this when it comes up, it's not easy, so I get it. I wish all the best to those in Myanmar, and I send metta every day to those who are struggling under what would be very difficult circumstances for anyone. With that said, this will be the last I'll say about this issue, not because I don't care, but because I have faith in the people of Myanmar and trust in Dhamma. May you all be happy, peaceful, and liberated. So, there was one thing I kind of wanted to add to this that I didn't, which was when it comes to politics, there's kind of politics in the sense of like who's president, Democrat, Republican, or, whatever it is. But then there's kind of like political philosophy, which more has to do with morality and having an own understanding of your place in the world and who you are. So most of the political issues that I'm, even if I talk about politics, it's really trying to understand how that overlaps with morality and how we should act on an individual basis. And I kind of do feel like, I'm not a politician. And if you are a politician and that's your thing, then that's totally understandable. You should do your best to, improve the lives of whoever voted for you. And the thing is for me that, I want to say, there's just so many wars all over the world. There's so many issues constantly. And if you really just start trying to get into everybody's business in a way, and this is wrong and that's right, and start talking out about this and that, it's an endless path of just, focusing on everything that's wrong versus really just kind of focusing on what's in front of you. You kind of see this with people who are just so focused on the news. Everything is like, oh, well, this person's suffering and that person's suffering, and this person died. And if you just focused on the news all day, you'd be an extremely depressed person. In the same way, while I understand that what's going on there is really difficult, you could see how even Cito doesn't really say, oh, well, the military is so bad, they need to be punished, we have to rise up and fight. His whole thing is mostly just, keep the peace, focus on your own internal defilements, purify your own mind, love people. And this makes sense to me. And also, too, I understand even if you're in Myanmar and you want to fight and you feel like you're in that position and it's going to make things better, I get that. I feel like there's a time in America that things could get so bad where I would be willing to pick up arms and fight. And I respect that as well. I just don't really think it's my fight. And at the end of the day, they're kind of all distractions. Even if it was a time to pick up arms in America, at the end of the day, it's about purifying the mind, having a greater understanding of yourself and the universe. And, this is what I hope to kind of convey with this article. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. May everyone be happy, peaceful, and liberated. And may the situation in Myanmar be quickly resolved. It is one of the places of Theravada Buddhism, the homelands of Theravada Buddhism. And it would be really a shame to just lose it to war. And so that's my intention. Thank you for watching. Bye.